He uses painful experiences to create something new. I heard that this morning and I got a lot of encouragement from that, and I wanted to share it here. When you are in the middle of pain and loss, it is so hard to wrap our heads around how in the world is anything good going to come of this? How is he going to take this terrible situation that didn't need to happen, shouldn't have happened? How is he going to take that and use it and create something new and good and wonderful, possibly even better? I just could not imagine. Friends would try to tell me that God would use this to help me grow and learn and refine me, like, a metal on a anvil, just getting reshaped and changed into something better, stronger, sharper. That's just so hard when you're in the midst of it to get that. Well, it encouraged me this morning and got me thinking about things. So I wanted to hopefully to encourage you. In Psalm 139, and I suggest that you read this and keep reading it. Get it into your spirit. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know me when I sit down and when I rise up. The Lord loves us. Great are his thoughts of us, and how often he thinks of us. And that is just, it's so hard to comprehend. I remember early on, a friend told me in something that the Lord had done for her in a bad situation that she was in. And the Lord encouraged her, and she just felt his love and his presence all over her. And that was encouraging to her. And the first thing that went through my head, instead of being happy for my friend or praising the Lord for helping my friend, my first thought was, yeah, but he likes you. God forgive me. That is what I thought. He liked her. He liked her better than me because I was in this terrible place. I was forsaken, I thought, abandoned. God was nowhere. I was alone and hurting. And you might be there right now. And if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you are. And it's just, how can anything good come from this? But we just have to get the word down in us and make it part of us. Farther down in the same Psalm 139, again, I highly recommend that you read this. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is so high that I cannot attain it. That was another thing I always wanted. Why? Why did this happen? And even while I was crying and journaling and laying on my face on the floor, begging for understanding, I knew it was wrong. I knew that God did not owe me an explanation, but I really wanted to know. And that's not for us to know. It is too high. It is too high for us to understand. And it's here in his word. And you might think, Teresa, I don't know if I believe all that. I don't know if I believe that there is a purpose in everything. Sometimes things just happen. It's a coincidence. We live in a fallen world and terrible things happen. Nothing good is going to come out of this. And I just can't accept that. I cannot believe it. And I was there. I wanted my husband back. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to get better. I didn't want to be a stronger person. I didn't want to help anybody else. I wanted my husband back. I did not want my life to change. I just wanted him back. It is a really tough place to be, and time is your friend. It does get easier, but it is here. It is in the word. On down, verse 13, and we all know this. and you've heard this before. It was you who formed me in my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and that I know well. My frame was not hidden for you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes beheld my unformed substance. Here's the best part. In your book were written all the days that were formed for me. Every day that was formed for you, where you are, wherever you are, whatever your birthday, the day that you started till the day that you end, every day that was formed for you, God knew. And that is so hard to wrap our heads around. Well, it's impossible. It is impossible to wrap our heads around that. And it even says, how weighty to me are your thoughts, O Lord. How vast is the sum of them. I try to count them, and that they are more than the sand in the sea. We can't count how vast the sum of God's thoughts for us and about us. But he knows our days. From the day we start till the day we end. He knows that you're going to be listening to this video, and he knows how frustrated you are that this thing happened, this loss, this grief that I am going through, whether it is from a loved one that you have lost, or a relationship that has been ripped apart, or your health, this terrible situation that you're in. You can't even get up and do what you want to do, what you need to do. Maybe you can't hold a job anymore because of this health problem that was no cause of you. The Lord knows those days before you were formed in your mother's womb, the days that were formed for you, God knew them. And I know it's hard. It's hard to, I don't know if I believe it. Well, if you believe anything in the Bible, you have to believe everything in the Bible. If you believe, and most of us do, who are probably watching this video, that Jesus is the Son of God, and he died on the cross to redeem us from our sins and to redeem us to God. If you believe that, if you believe there's a heaven and that God is there and Jesus is there and they are waiting for you and all your loved ones who have gone on before, that were born again, if you believe any of that, just one of those things, you have to believe every word of it. You must, because it is all God ordained, breathed upon us, that we can learn to know God more. I know how hard it is. I know the frustration, the anger, confusion, resentment, so much that we feel when we lose someone, especially a spouse, because you lose half your world. Half of it is gone. Everything is gone. Everything is affected. Everything when you lose your spouse. I got stuck on the highway the other day. My car was doing something. It wasn't, and when I found out what it was, wasn't even a big deal. Had my husband been here, he would have fixed it the first day when I started telling him what it was doing. He would have went out there, because it really wasn't, it was the hose to the brake had collapsed. A little hose had collapsed. He would have known that when I described it, and when he drove it and it started happening, he would have known, oh wow, this little $5 hose, $2, I don't know, $10, I have no idea what hoses cost. He would have known, oh, that must not be getting oxygen. That hose is collapsed. I'm going to fix that. And he went out there and he'd have fixed it. He wasn't here. So Teresa, and I did talk to some friends, but they weren't with me in the car driving, and so yeah, I was kind of on my own. I'm driving. It kept doing it, kept getting worse. And finally, the vehicle was disabled along the side of the road, and I called a tow truck. It was fine. And it didn't cost me that much to get it fixed because it wasn't a big deal. Had he been here, it wouldn't have been nothing to me, because I said, honey, the car's acting weird. Go fix it. He'd have went out there. It might have taken a day or two. He'd have drove it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll order that little hose. I'll go down to the parts store. I'll get that. Yeah, we're fine. And that would have been the end of it. Every single thing in your life changes when you lose a spouse. Everything. So the Lord knew that. He knew the days that were formed for me. He knew December 27th, this whole journey was going to start, and he knew it was going to end on January the 9th. He knew before I was formed in the womb, before the foundation of the world, he knew this is going to start happening on December 27th for Teresa, and it's going to get really real on January the 9th, and everything in her life is going to change. He knew that. And he knows what's going on with you. He knows when it's going to start, and it probably already has. He's going to know when the big day is going to make it real, and it can't be changed, can't be undone. But he knows. He cares. He loves you, loves me. He's been there every step of the way, even when you don't feel it. And believe me, I did not, and I still struggle with that. I did not feel his presence. I did not feel loved. I didn't know what to pray. But fortunately, and I've learned since then, every tear is a prayer to God, because I had no idea how to pray. And when I would try to pray, I just started bawling. But God knew. Every tear is a prayer. I want you to find encouragement today. Get in this word. Read. If you don't do nothing else, and if you are still in the grip of grief where you can't even think, my recommendation, read Psalm 139 every day. Some of it might make you mad at the time, depending on where you are, but it's beautiful. Believe it. Get it in your heart. Trust it. Trust the Lord. He does love you. Vast is the sum of his thoughts for you. I want to thank you for being here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Reach out, comment, and let's stay connected.